Hello everybody and welcome back. For this week's episode of Idiots in Cars, we're going to be taking a look at Ford Mustangs. They love car meets, burnouts and crashing. They're so cheap for the amount of power that you get, people just don't know how to drive them. The first three videos you're about to see are from the same car meet. Let's take a look at some clips. I don't think his age is really relevant, but I like the way that he just carries on down the road without even trying to pull over. I'm not really sure what he's doing. This guy does a burnout and loses control and just veers onto the other side of the road. Thankfully they'd stopped, so it wasn't too bad of a collision. Camera guy just tries to get involved. They always run over afterwards. I get why the crowds are there. They're trying to entice people to do stupid stuff so they can get some footage, but it doesn't always work out. Cops having none of it. This one's pretty crazy, so I don't know the full backstory, but the guy in the Mustangs clipped a truck. So he's trying to get away, but they're stuck together.
Yeah, I know, the Mustang hit the truck and he's trying to get it off so we get out of here.
So he just drags him around for a while before giving up.
He's still going.
I think you can hear the owner come back at the end there too. I've managed to find this picture too of the damage to the Mustang. Obviously didn't make it very far. So again we've got another car meet and people just enticing them to do burnouts. This guy falls for it, and unfortunately for him, the crowd got what they wanted and this guy's laugh is sinister. He's loving it. The theme for this video is pretty much burnouts. For some reason he hits the horn and slams into the curb. I don't really know what he was expecting. So it looks like this Mustang's filled up with traffic. So he tries to floor it but just crashes into the bus. The sinister guy's back. Intersections are always the best place to do some donuts, especially with your missus hanging out the window. She fell out and almost gets her head run over. That was so close. He's shitting himself because he knows he's going to be in the doghouse now. So I have to warn you now, this clip is pretty brutal. Nah, I'm just kidding. The joys of childhood, huh? Dad's not bothered either. The girl at the back's done this plenty of times too. She's straight up. Guy's just walking along and then out of nowhere gets taken down. This guy has some of the slowest reactions I've ever seen. He just accepts his fate. He splits the pillar in half with his head of steel. If you are going to drive dangerously drifting, do what these guys do and take it out to the middle of nowhere. You're not going to crash out here, right? Apparently you still can. The car's probably not too damaged. Another car meet now. The white Mustang tries to do a burnout on an exit but loses control, drives into the path of an SUV and gets destroyed. I feel sorry for the guy in the SUV. These guys look pretty close to getting splattered too. Footage is more important than your life, I guess. Same meet again. He loses control and spins off to the other side of the road. Doesn't take anyone out with him like the last one. This kid's starting his dad's Mustang just to show his friend, but he doesn't realise it's left in gear and slams it into the wall. Then he freaks out. If you watch this out of context, it looks like he's just won the thing. Another car meets, another Mustang burnout, another one losing control. This one's not too bad.
Oh shit.
Oh, did you record that? Oh, fuck.
Okay, we've got some CCTV footage. Old 60s Mustang wipes out. The waste of a beautiful car. This guy's probably trying to teach his missus to do burnouts. Don't think the push was really necessary. Ends in typical Mustang fashion. This clip's from Russia like most crazy overtakes. The guy's just going too fast and loses control for the conditions. Thankfully he manages to miss that lorry though. It could have been a whole lot worse for him. When I do donuts, I always pick gravel surfaces. Why not? Oh, that's why not. This clip is pretty shocking. There's a Mustang on the shoulder just ahead, and for whatever reason, the only explanation I can come up with is that it looks like there's a turn off. Maybe he just pulled out without looking. Pretty f***ing stupid. This one's a 2-for-1. Two Mustangs wipe out on the same corner. And this guy behind the barrier probably shit himself. For this one, you're probably going to see the slowest ever crash in history. He goes around the roundabout a couple of times and just gives up. He just drives straight off the edge. Straight down the hill at like 5 miles per hour. Not really sure why. This Mustang ends up crashing into the crowd, which is his fault. These guys kind of have to be prepared for this risk around a ton of metal just doing donuts. There's always a chance for this to happen. They all rush over and start kicking the out of his car. I don't know why. Pack mentality probably. He didn't really intend to. His car is completely ruined now anyway. So we've got a race here between two Mustangs and a Charger. The guy in the black Mustang, rather than racing, decides he wants to do a burnout. But he loses traction and smashes into the guardrail. What I actually think happened is the car that merged on the left hand side spooked the driver and he overreacted, but this is a very famous clip. He slams into the parked pickup truck, destroys the side of his car. It's one of the hardest hits I've seen. The car just crumples. The whole side of the car is just smashed in. For this final clip, we get to see the final portion of a police chase. The Mustang is stolen after a robbery, so the police try and block it in. The driver doesn't care and forces his way out anyway. This guy is even pointing his gun at him. He gets out and I don't know what happens after, but that's the final clip. Thanks for watching and tune in for episodes every Monday and Thursday. I'll see you next time.